Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club for another volume of my essential film reviews collection, and I bring you my rambling musings on the 2022 film The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves. So let's be contrary and start with what doesn't work. Firstly, at 4 minutes shy of 3 hours it's too long, and the last half an hour lets the film down badly. Secondly, and in line with my third and final gripe, the magnificent John Turturro doesn't get nearly enough screen time, and we're well over the hour mark before Andy Serkis utters a line of dialogue I couldn't help but noting. Is Bruce Wayne actually going to make an appearance? When he does, cloaked in the incredibly youthful charm of Robert Pattinson, he appears almost too young and not of the more matured youth of Christian Bale in the recent Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy of films. It's a compliment of sorts, I guess, as is the transformation into the more muscular and imposing Batman, but we'll get to that shortly. What does work, and what really impressed me on just a singular watch so far, is director Matt Reeves' vision for the film. Dark, grimy, weather-beaten, a Gotham cloaked in gothic fetishism, surrealism, and a modern city akin to a shiny Blade Runner dystopia, juxtaposed against the filth and decay of a dying city, and a city where it seemingly always rains. Gotham is painted with the random street violence and the rain-soaked broken windows shown previously through the directorial lenses of Tim Burton and Christopher Nolan, but here the decay is both parallel to the excess of the wealthy, as well as the gothic, fetish window dressing that soaks through this film like a constant rain. Broke may be painted on a government building, but the business of Gotham continues. What also impressed me greatly was the realism, if such a label can be attached to a superhero film, whereby Gotham doesn't just appear fleetingly like a Tim Burton inspired surrealist background. Batman is, whisper it, actually human. His box of tricks are of the time of the film certainly, but equally they are as rudimentary as his early Batmobile. The film's main villain remains deliberately masked throughout the first 2 acts, and will remain spoiler-free and masked here, but it's a thunderous performance from a personal favourite actor of mine, and the very opposite of the characters portrayed in previous Batman movies. The real villain here is a stone-cold psychopath, and there are no jokes or riddles to even partially cover this. Bruce Wayne, a Batman, Robert Pattinson. The film's continual melancholic narrator, Pattinson describes his 2 years of nights, defending Gotham from a growing band of villains, and how becoming a nocturnal animal has cultivated his need for vengeance. He works closely with the Gotham Police Department, and particularly James Gordon, Jeffrey Wright. And he's seen in all his Batman glory early on, and in an ultra-violent takedown of a gang of Joker-faced painted thugs picking on an innocent man. Central to this sins of the father tale, he's still racked by the cold-blooded murder of his mother and father, and whilst looking empathetically at a young child all alone, this brief early scene works well as a catalyst to the central theme running through the film. As Bruce Wayne, he is going as broke as his home city, defying the attention sought from his butler, Alfred Pennyworth, Andy Serkis, and only interested in the justice he can provide to the citizens of Gotham. He laments early on that the city of Gotham is eating itself, and with little regard for his familial legacy, he's determined to rid the city of both the underground villains as well as those living in a corruption-filled opulence above ground. Aside from Pattinson's very good, but not Michael Keaton good or Christian Bale good, representation of the Batman, Zoe Kravitz is spectacular, whether as a nightclub hostess as Selina Kyle, or her alter ego Catwoman, and Peter Sarsgaard is superb in yet another unlikable and distasteful role as Gotham District Attorney Gil Colson. On the other side of the law in Gotham, and aside from the character who shall remain unspoiled, we have a transformative performance from Colin Farrell as Oz, or Oswald Cobblepot, and indeed an early incarnation of a future Batman villain, Penguin. And we have that lack of screen time for the magnificent John Turturro as seemingly Gotham's ultra crime boss, Carmine Falcone. The excellent opening 20 minutes ends with the first two uses of Nirvana's haunting and ominous track, Something in the Way, and in between you're treated to a superb scene I can only describe as being a human bomb, and a brilliant chase scene as we finally see the somewhat antiquated and rudimentary Batmobile, the unmasking of the Riddler, and the fuller introduction to one or two more future villains for the no doubt future sequels. I almost loved it. The dragging of the last act, though, doesn't diminish an otherwise visionary departure back to a darker night, a human Batman, and a story that has shades of Seven, Silence of the Lambs, and Zodiac. This grimy, dirty telling of the Batman story was exactly what I expected from the DC Universe, but I wasn't expecting it to be so well shot and packaged into an almost very good film. So that was The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, brought to you by Stephen Blackford. Writing and reading pointless, but spoiler-free film reviews since 2012. And I leave you in peace and in solidarity. And I sincerely thank you for watching. Please be careful out there, everyone. Peace.